So now that we've had our journey in terms of how to convert nominal to real GDP, now we're going to ask ourselves, well, what is the growth rate? How do we calculate the growth rate, right? So if we are asked, what is the real GDP growth rate from 1960 to 2010? Well, now we're actually going to be able to calculate that because we have the real numbers, right? We've got this real number here for the real GDP in 1960 and this for the real GDP in 2010. So we're just going to be taking our 2010, and I'll just abbreviate real GDP by a lowercase r before the acronym GDP, and we're going to subtract the 1960, and then we're going to do new minus old over old because this is a time thing, so it does march forward and irrevocably from left to right. And then we're going to multiply the whole thing times 100. And that is going to give us our percent change.
Really quick.
Yeah.
What did you say that the intersection of the two points is called?
The base year, or 2005. Yep, very good. And so in order to calculate the growth rate from 2010 to 1960, we're just going to take the real GDP from 2010, so 13,598.5. We're going to subtract the real GDP from 1960, which is 2,859.5. We're going to divide the whole thing by 2,859.5. We're going to multiply the whole thing by 100 once we're done, and we end up with a percent change of 376%. So in English, this is telling us that the U.S. economy increased the real production of goods and services by a factor of 4 since 1960. Questions on calculating that growth rate? Just new minus old over old. Should be pretty simple. Don't forget to multiply by 100. Oof.